The rain falls gently against the window, like delicate fingers tapping out a melody only a weary heart can interpret. Each drop sliding down the glass seems to carry the deepest secrets of the soul, those we keep in such private corners that sometimes not even we dare to visit them. It's nighttime, and in the sacred silence of your home, here you are, searching for a word to calm the storm inside you, a voice to whisper peace over the troubled waters of your thoughts. Let me share a story that might be exactly what you need to hear tonight. A story about the most sacred place of all, the secret place where God works. Maybe nobody sees what you're going through. Maybe nobody knows the weight you carry silently, like precious stones hidden in the deepest pockets of your soul. Stones only you can feel. Only you know the rough texture against the skin of your heart. But God knows. He sees every tear that falls in the darkness, each one carrying a story, a fear, a hope. He hears every sigh you let out when you think no one is listening, every labored breath that speaks louder than 1,000 words. And more than knowing, more than seeing, more than hearing, He is working in you, right in that place where no one sees, where no one applauds, where no one acknowledges. You know that feeling, don't you? Like you're living a double life, two people at the same time. On one side, there's the smile you show the world, that carefully constructed smile that hides as much as it reveals. It's the encouraging words you hand out to others like seeds of hope, the right answers you offer when someone needs advice, the outward appearance that everything is under control, that you've got it all figured out, that your life is an open book without any torn or stained pages. On the other side, there's the silent battle you wage with yourself in those moments when the curtains close and the masks can finally fall. There are the fears that whisper in your ear at night when silence becomes deafening. Fears that have first and last names and know your most intimate addresses. There are the doubts pounding in your chest when you're alone, questioning every decision, every word spoken, every step taken. There are the questions echoing in your mind like bells ringing in an empty church. Am I on the right path? Is it worth going on? Does anyone really see me? Then you do what you've always done, what you learned to do from a very young age. You pray, words whispered in the dark, requests cast to the heavens like paper boats on a sea of uncertainty. You hold on, with teeth clenched and nails dug in, using whatever strength you have left, even when that strength feels like a thread of yarn holding a heavy stone. You keep quiet when you want to scream. You swallow words that burn your throat. You smile when you want to cry. You keep walking when you want to stop. And still, it seems like nothing changes. Life goes on with its relentless routine, days following one after the other like blank pages of a diary you're not sure how to fill. You see others growing, blooming like flowers in a well-tended garden, celebrated and recognized, while you remain in the same place, like a seed that refuses to sprout, buried in soil that seems barren and forgotten. And then that question cuts like a sharp blade. Has God forgotten me? It creeps in softly at first, almost a whisper, but then it grows until it becomes a shout echoing through every corner of your soul. Does He see me? Does He care? Does He have a plan for me? Or am I drifting aimlessly on an endless ocean? But let me remind you of something powerful, something that can completely change how you view this moment in your life. This season that feels so empty, yet is filled with questions. The most sacred, most transforming, most profound process there is, happens exactly in the dark, far from curious eyes and outside opinions. Think with me. A tree's roots don't grow on the surface, where everyone can see and comment on their progress. They go deep into the dark soil, that hidden place where there is no sunlight or applause from any crowd. That's where, away from everyone and everything, they strengthen, spread out, and form a solid foundation that will one day support a majestic tree. The purest gold isn't shaped in broad daylight before an audience eager for immediate results. It's refined in fire, in intense heat that no one sees, going through process after process until every impurity is removed and only what's precious and eternal remains. And a vessel isn't born ready. It doesn't just appear out of nowhere, perfect and finished, ready to be admired. It goes through a long, detailed, intimate process between the potter and the clay. There is a workshop in heaven. It's not like the workshops we know on earth, full of hurry, noise and anxiety for quick results. This heavenly workshop is different. It's silent, but not an empty silence of abandonment. It's a silence filled with purpose, wrapped in a peace that surpasses all human understanding. That's where the great potter works, the master of every art form, the one who knows every type of clay and exactly what to do with each one. His hands are unlike any other hands you've ever encountered. They're firm when they need to be, capable of applying just the right amount of pressure at the right time. They're also gentle, like a summer breeze, able to caress with infinite tenderness. Every movement is intentional. Nothing is random or careless. Every bit of pressure has a specific purpose. Every turn of the wheel is calculated, and every pause in the process carries meaning. An earthly potter might be in a rush, eager to finish one piece and start another. But the heavenly potter is never in a hurry. He doesn't look at a clock. He doesn't worry about deadlines. He doesn't work under anyone else's pressure. He works in perfect timing, at the pace of eternity, knowing that what he's creating will last forever. He doesn't shape you in front of a crowd hungry for a show. He doesn't invite onlookers to watch the process. He doesn't open the workshop doors to the curious who want to see how it's done. He molds you in the silence of intimacy, with a certainty that comes from absolute knowledge of what he's doing, with infinite patience from having all eternity at his disposal, and with a love you might not fully understand yet, but that surrounds every movement of his hands. And sometimes, I have to tell you in all honesty, the process includes pain. Not a cruel or unnecessary pain, not pointless suffering from someone who doesn't care. It's the necessary pain of transformation, the pain that breaks what needs to be broken, so something new and beautiful can be born. It's the pain of clay being molded, pressed, worked, until it takes the shape it was always meant to have. You are clay in the Creator's hands, but not just any clay, nothing common or disposable. You are precious clay, chosen among millions of possibilities to be molded into something unique, something that has never before existed in human history and will never exist again. There's no mold for you, no instruction manual, because you are an original work of art, signed by God Himself. That pressure you feel, that constant sense of being pressed on all sides, isn't meant to destroy you. It doesn't come from a cruel God who takes pleasure in His children's suffering. This pressure is meant to shape you, to bring out qualities you didn't even know you had. Every difficulty you face, every lonely moment that feels endless, every tear that seems never-ending, all of it is being used by the potter's hands to sculpt something eternal within you, something that bears the mark of God Himself. I know it's hard to understand when you're right in the middle of the process, when your hands are covered in clay and you can't see the final shape emerging, when the potter's wheel seems to turn too slowly for your anxious heart, and you wonder if you'll ever become a complete, functional, beautiful vessel. When you look around and everyone else seems to have already come out of the kiln, ready and shining, with a clear and recognized purpose, while you're still there, being molded, still in process, still without a definable shape the world can recognize and applaud. We live in a society obsessed with hurry. Everyone's in a rush to be born, a rush to grow, a rush to be seen, a rush to succeed, a rush to be recognized. It whispers constantly in your ear that you need to show up, show results, show strength, that you need people to see you, to value you, that you need recognition to have real worth. That success is measured only by what others can see and applaud, by what can be posted on social media or turned into headlines and reasons for envy. But in the midst of all that deafening noise, God whispers a completely different truth to your heart. It's such a soft whisper that you have to be still to hear it, to stop listening to the voices of the world so you can catch His. Stay in the secret place. I see you. What powerful words. Stay in the secret place. Don't rush to appear before it's time. Don't force your way out of the process before you're ready. Don't interrupt the work of my hands because others are pressuring you to show results. I see you, even when no one else sees you, even when you feel invisible, even when it seems you've gone unnoticed. I see you. Every detail, every moment of progress, every small victory nobody else notices. I see it all. It's in the secret place that the deepest and longest lasting miracles happen. It's where roots gain strength when no one's watching, forming a sturdy base that will withstand future storms. It's where character is formed far from the spotlight, shaped by intimacy with God rather than the pressure to perform. It's where true faith grows, not the stage faith that needs applause to survive, but genuine faith that stands firm even when nobody's looking. In the secret place, away from blinding spotlights and confusing public opinion, you're being prepared to carry something the world desperately needs, though it doesn't realize it yet. You're being equipped with tools that only develop in intimacy. You're building spiritual muscles that only grow in silence. You're gaining a wisdom that can only be born through deep communion with the Creator. What is born in secret has a completely different strength compared to anything produced for the crowds. It has an authenticity that can't be replicated, a depth that can't be manufactured, a solidity that can't be shaken by the shifting opinions of the world. No one can steal it because no one else truly knows how it was formed. They can't replicate the process because they weren't privy to that intimacy. No one can perfectly imitate it because it's unique to you, stamped with your spiritual fingerprints. And no one can stop it because it doesn't rely on human approval or votes or likes. It stands on divine power that is unchanging and eternal. Think about a seed planted in dark, damp soil. For what feels like ages, for weeks that test the patience of any observer, maybe for entire months, nothing is visible on the surface. Anyone passing by might think nothing's happening at all, might even doubt if there's actually a seed buried down there, or if it was all an illusion or a waste of time and space. But beneath the earth, completely invisible to even the keenest human eye, one of creation's most extraordinary miracles is taking place. The seed, which seemed dead and useless, is undergoing a radical transformation. It's breaking open, destroying its original form to become something entirely new. It's sending roots downward, exploring the dark soil, absorbing unseen nutrients, forming a strong but hidden foundation. At the same time, it's gathering strength to push a delicate yet determined sprout toward the surface. And when it finally sprouts, when it at last breaks through the soil and reaches the sunlight, what emerges is something entirely new, something born from darkness but destined for light, something that needed that hidden time to gain the strength required to face the outside world. You are in that process right now. Your days might feel too repetitive, a routine that repeats without major changes or thrilling highs like those you see in other people's lives. Your prayers might seem to echo into emptiness, like whispers in a canyon, where only your own voice echoes back. Your dreams might feel too far away, like stars shining in the sky but light years out of reach. Yet in each seemingly ordinary day, in each prayer that seems unanswered, in each apparently insignificant moment, something extraordinary is happening behind the scenes of your life. God is working in you in a way you can't fully see, like an artist perfecting a masterpiece that will only be unveiled when the time is right. Maybe you're going through a season of waiting, one of those seasons when it feels like everything has stopped, as if the entire world keeps moving while you're stuck in a bubble of suspended time, waiting for a miracle that never seems to come, for an answer that never seems to arrive, for a change that seems forever delayed. And waiting, oh how waiting, is one of the hardest trials for the human heart to endure. We're wired for action, for movement, for visible results. We want to plant a seed today and harvest tomorrow. We want to pray in the morning and receive an answer by afternoon. We want to start a project and finish it in the same week. We want immediate results. We want to confirm we're on the right path through clear, visible signs, through external confirmations. We want the security of knowing we're not wasting precious time on a dead-end road. But what if I told you something that could revolutionize your perspective on this season? What if waiting isn't wasting time, but investing it? What if waiting is exactly what you need most to become who God dreamed you would be before you were even born? What if this silent time, this season of invisibility, this apparent inactivity, is actually the most precious gift you could receive right now? There's a fundamental gaping difference between being stuck and being prepared. When you're stuck, there's no movement, no progress, no direction, like a broken down car on the side of the road, immobilized with nowhere to go. But when you're being prepared, every seemingly static moment is actually building something within you, strengthening the roots, growing in ways that will one day be seen in the fruit. You are not stuck. You never were. Even when it seems like nothing is happening, even when your days all look the same, even when you look in the mirror and see the same face as yesterday, you are being molded with surgical precision, with mathematical accuracy, and with a love that isn't in a hurry because it knows exactly what it's doing and has all eternity to do it right. Every day of apparent preparation is actually an investment of immeasurable value in your future. Every moment of silence is a precious opportunity for God to work in you without interference, without the pressure of others' expectations or the distraction of the world's noise. It's like a surgeon working in a sterile operating room where every move is calculated and nothing can undermine the precision of the procedure. Don't disregard this time of being hidden. Don't undervalue these days that seem so ordinary. Don't rush to be seen before it's time, like a fruit plucked while it's still green, never developing its true flavor. Don't interrupt the potter's process because anxiety whispers you're wasting time, missing opportunities, missing life. He knows exactly what he's doing. Every pause has a purpose. Every delay has meaning. Every day of waiting builds something you can't yet see, but which will be more beautiful than you can imagine. He knows the vessel you are destined to be, not just the outward appearance, but the internal capacity, resilience, functionality, and the beauty that comes from being perfectly formed. He sees the end from the beginning, while you see only this present moment with all its limitations and uncertainties. He sees the complete story, from the first chapter to the glorious ending. And he doesn't make mistakes. He never has, and he never will. Every move of his hands is perfect. Every decision is wise, and every bit of timing is precise. You are not running late. Let this truth echo in your heart until it becomes an unshakable conviction. You are not late, not by a second, not by a day, not by a year. You are being prepared. And there's a huge, revolutionary difference between those two ideas that can change your entire outlook on this moment in your life. Being late suggests you should be somewhere else by now, that you missed your window, that you're lagging behind while others forge ahead, that you've wasted valuable opportunities. But being prepared means you are exactly where you should be, at the exact time you should be there, experiencing exactly what you need to become the person you're meant to be. God's timing defies our human understanding. It's perfect in ways we can't even fathom. He is never late because there's no heavenly clock ticking off human deadlines. He is never early because there's no external pressure that can speed him up. He doesn't work under pressure from anyone, and our anxiety doesn't alter his eternal plans. He's guided by the rhythm of true love, a love that's never rushed because it wants to do everything right, by the rhythm of infinite wisdom that sees every possible variable and consequence before making any decision, by the rhythm of eternity where each moment is precious, not because it's short, but because it's full of transforming power. When you look at your life with human eyes and see only endless waiting, God sees careful preparation. When you see only disconcerting silence, God sees extraordinary growth taking place in realms you haven't yet developed the ability to perceive. When you notice only frustrating invisibility, God sees a vessel being shaped with special care, personal attention, and unconditional love. And there's something profoundly beautiful, almost magical, about being molded in secret, away from judging eyes that might interfere with the process, free from social pressures that push you to accelerate prematurely, shielded from others' expectations that might distort the final result. In the secret place, there's no pressure to perform before you're ready, no unrealistic expectations to meet before the right time, no premature judgments to face. It's just you and God, working together on the most important masterpiece of your existence, who you are becoming, not just what you're doing. In the secret place, you can be completely vulnerable without fear of judgment. You can shed every tear that needs to be shed without feeling embarrassed. You can ask questions without being labeled weak or lacking in faith. You can grow at your own unique pace without destructive comparisons to other people's timelines. You can stumble and rise as many times as necessary. You can make mistakes and learn. You can be imperfect while moving toward the perfection God has prepared specifically for you. The secret place is God's laboratory for the most profound transformations. It's where bitter tears are mysteriously turned into sweet wisdom, where excruciating pain is alchemically transformed into genuine compassion, where paralyzing fear is supernaturally turned into unshakable faith, and where gnawing loneliness is miraculously transformed into deep intimacy with God. It's where torturous waiting gracefully becomes an anchoring hope. And one day, when you finally emerge from the secret place, when God's perfectly orchestrated time arrives for you to be seen by the world, when the curtain lifts and the spotlight shines on your life, you will carry something no one can fully explain. An inner strength that doesn't depend on external circumstances, a peace that stands firm even when storms rage around you, a wisdom born not from books or theories, but from genuine intimacy with the Creator. People will ask you how you did it. They'll want to understand the secret to your unexplainable strength, to the mysterious source of your constant peace, to the deep origin of your practical wisdom. And you'll smile tenderly, remembering the silent days in the potter's workshop, those precious moments when you felt utterly invisible yet were being carefully seen and loved by the one who matters most. Some will try to find formulas in your methods. Others will search for techniques in your habits. Many will look for logical explanations for a transformation that transcends human reason. But you will know that the most powerful part of you was born in the place no one could see, grew where no one applauded, and was strengthened in the intimacy that only God witnessed. One day, the vessel will be seen in all its functional beauty. One day, the masterpiece will be displayed in all its intricate artistry. One day, the whole world will clearly see what God was patiently building while nobody was paying attention, when everyone was too busy to notice, while life went on in its seemingly ordinary way. But now, in this precious present moment, you are in the hands of the one who never makes mistakes, who never lets go, who never rushes unnecessarily. You're being molded with infinite love, eternal purpose, and a destiny greater than your boldest dreams. The place where no one sees is the place where God works most intensely, most intimately, with the most exclusive dedication. It's where the most enduring miracles are born. Not the flashy miracles that captivate crowds, but the miracles of transformation that change eternal destinies. It's where the deepest purposes are determined, not through instant revelations, but through consistent communion. It's where the most glorious futures are fulfilled, step by step, day by day, moment by moment. It's the holiest place in human experience, the heart of someone who chooses to trust God, even when they can't see what He's doing, even when they don't understand His methods, even when the process feels far too long for a human heart to bear. You are not forgotten. Let this truth become the immovable foundation of your faith. You have never been forgotten, not for a single moment, not on your hardest days, not on your longest nights, not in your loneliest moments. Every moment of your life is orchestrated by the one who knows you better than you know yourself, who loves you more than you can love yourself, who has plans for you that are better than anything you can imagine. Every tear that has fallen from your eyes is being collected in heavenly bottles, each with its own unique value, its own story, its own part in the final masterpiece. Every prayer whispered in silence is heard with total attention, answered in His perfect timing with infinite wisdom. Every weary sigh is understood with divine empathy. Every groan of pain is interpreted with fatherly love. You are under construction, and what an extraordinary construction it is. Not just a surface renovation or an external makeover, but a complete build from the deepest foundations to the finest details. God is placing inside you qualities you don't even realize you possess yet, a strength you didn't know was hidden in a secret corner of your soul, and wisdom you didn't know you'd need for the journeys ahead, a love you didn't know you were capable of feeling, one that will transform not only you, but everyone you meet. Dormant abilities are awakening. Talents buried beneath layers of insecurity are being unearthed and polished. Gifts you never suspected you had are being developed in this secret room of divine preparation. Parts of your character that needed strengthening are undergoing intensive training administered only by the Holy Spirit. When the work is done, when you can finally see clearly what God sees when He looks at you, when eternal perspective replaces your limited view of the present, you will understand in a way that goes beyond the rational mind. You'll understand in your heart, your soul, your spirit why all this time in the secret was absolutely necessary. even though it seemed long to your human anxiety. You'll understand why what felt like punishment was actually a gift, why the silence that felt like abandonment was in fact intimacy, why the invisibility that felt like rejection was really protection. You'll see with transformed eyes that nothing was wasted, absolutely nothing was in vain, not a single moment happened without a divine purpose. Every tear that fell was watering the soil where something beautiful was growing. Every sleepless night was used for deep conversations with the Creator. Every seemingly ordinary day built internal disciplines that will sustain future ministries. Every moment of loneliness developed a capacity for communion that will become your greatest treasure. So, as the rain continues its gentle symphony against the window, as the sacred silence of the night wraps around you like a cloak of peace, know this is an extraordinarily holy moment, a moment in which God is working in you with exclusive dedication, shaping you with personalized care, preparing you for something so beautiful, your current imagination can't fully grasp its magnitude. Rest deeply in this transformative truth. You are loved with an everlasting love. You are seen by eyes that never blink. You are too valuable to be rushed. You haven't been forgotten or abandoned, not even for an instant. You are exactly where God needs you to be, going through exactly what He knows you need to endure, being molded to become everything He envisioned you to be before the foundation of the world, the place where no one sees, where there's no applause, no recognition yet, is the place where God shapes you for the person the world needs you to be, for the kingdom's sake and for the sake of eternity. And when the right time comes, when the work is finished, when the vessel is ready, then the world will see, and it will marvel not just at who you've become, but at the wisdom, love, and perfection of the potter who shaped you.